The TVET, which is defined by UNESCO as those aspects of the educational process involving, in addition to general education, the study of technologies and related sciences, and the acquisition of practical skills, attitudes, understanding, and knowledge related to occupation in various sectors of economic life. This is actually the as per the definition of UNESCO. Other standards, they have various other definitions in many countries and many standards based on definition, but whatever may be, the aims and objectives are same. See, based on the analysis of prominent policy areas, UNESCO is addressing the 6 persisting challenges. That means that TVET, outcome of the TVET, efficiency and effectiveness of this TVET is not as challenge free. There are so many challenges. Say, as for example, promotion of skill of the youth employment, ensuring the access TVET to all, for all and of all, improving the image and quality of TVET, financing TVET, strengthening the innovation and research, and advancing sustainable development. These challenges are of various aspects. Sources of gaining this are also different. Then as a whole, these challenges to be harmonized, to be set in alignment, to harmonize all the system. In any TVET system, there are a range of stockholders. Say the students, one of them, who wants to know that their qualifications are good for good quality, comparable to others from other providers, and credible in the marketplace. Excuse me. Funders, including the national governments and NGOs, who wants to ensure that they are getting value of money investment in terms of skilled and employable graduates. Employers, another stockholder, part of the stockholders, who wants assurance that the qualification means a graduate has the requisite knowledge, skills, and attributes to be useful in the workplace. Education providers, who wants to be able to benchmark their programs against the other comparable providers and receive funding for their provisions. Again, the government policymakers, who invest in the TVET system, to ensure their country workforce is skilled and can meet the labor requirements for the industry and the international labor market. To be effective, the quality management system should be able to meet the needs of all these groups at national, regional, and providers level. Then it is not so easy to align all these requirements and to harmonize this system, so that one system cannot make any bottleneck to the others, and all these systems and requirements can go parallel. Again, there are some indicators to access the quality of TVET system as well. Relevance of quality assurance system for TVET providers, investment in training and teachers and trainers, participation rate in the TVET programs and completion rate in the TVET programs. At the same time, there are some others as well. The placement rate in TVET programs, utilization of acquired skills and workplace. After that, what is the unemployment rate, prevalence of vulnerable group, mechanism to identify training needs in the labor market, schemas used to promote better access to TVET. There are some system approach to the monitoring and evaluation of this system. What are some systems are? Before that, let us make some definitions. The input. What is the input? In the form of it's a financial, it's a human, material resource used for implementation of TVET programs, technical expertise, approved curricula, equipment, fund. These are what we are providing to get this, to get the output. This is the input. In general, we can say that output divided by input is the in percent is the efficiency. This in this case, it is not unlikely. Okay, before that, let us tell me about the process. The system established, work performed. Strategic planning is a part of the process. Organizational structure, roles and responsibility established. Quality assurance of the system. Training programs implemented. This is the process by which this this input can transform in the output. Output, what are these? These are the product and services that the result from the TVET system. Number says, for example, number of persons trained and certified. Outcomes from the what maybe the outcomes of these outputs, the likely and achieved short-term and medium-term effect or changes arising from the persons trained and certified. Increased skilled labor forces, more persons obtaining the employment part of the outcome, or the impact of these outcomes, the long-term results of the implementation of this TVET programs are persons enjoying improved standard of living, improved national productivity, and positive impact on GDP. But whatever we discussed, it's a discussion, writings, saying, but how to compare it? See? There should be a comparable numerical values, but there is not such a standard. In that case, what can be done? How we can compare that quality of one institution to the other institutions, or the quality of the same institutions in different times in respect of different outputs. I just innovated one idea that what I used in the multidisciplinary environmental round in the hospitals and healthcare facilities. And also I have taken this idea from the workflow audit program of WSIB in Canada. There is each step of inspections, is each element of the whole umbrella of the whole system of the inspection to be identified as a numerical value. How this numerical value could be? Sometimes it can be given the score, or sometimes it can be made a pass and fail or not applicable. Say if it is passed, then we can say that the number of elements passed and divided by is the all the number failed, applicable, all the applicable, not the not, it is not the not applicable, only the applicable, and the applicables are pass and failed. That means the pass divided by all the applicable numbers, that is the pass or fail total, and put it in the percent, then we can get the whole system. Say either it's MER or it is quality TVET system, and whatever maybe which cannot be measured by length or by time or etc. That can be made this type of scoring system, and by this scoring system we can measure the system, the efficiency, as I told before, that the input divided the output divided by the input is the efficiency. Likewise, we can make this percentage of the efficiency. Not in the efficiency, that means the percentage of the utilization effectively the system, so that we can make a compare the department to department or area to area, or even in the one area in different time, so that the which are the and can make it analysis, can make it in a graph, so that says for example one department, okay, in one department if we can get this value, this percentage value in different times, so then we can make a graph, an analytical graph, and we can see from that graph that what is the situation of that particular area, particular department in a different time, whether it is inclined or in parallel, or it's in the slope slope with the rising. In that case, we get or where there is a break, or there is where there is there is a summit point. Okay, from this thing that we can find out that okay, if it is down or if it is declining, not the inclining, so then what are the causes in declining? Then we can analyze these causes. We can find out the root element and root causes behind that bottlenecks, so that it can be removed, and again the inclination which is coming down could be elevated. Then this idea we can use in the TVET outcome quality. Say we have we can make a numerical value. Says for example we can make a trained teachers plus appropriate resources plus industry focused curricula plus LLN qualified participants plus likewise, and divided the value, summation of some value. There is a funded programs, trained supported management plus effective government recognition system. Then we'll get a numerical value. But how we'll find out this numerical value, the number, how we'll get? We can make an Likert scale 1 to 5 for that. Say using 1 is a low, 2 acceptable, 3 is a good, 4 high, and 5 excellent. If we make these requirements according to that one, says for example we can say the realistic scenario calculation for a trained teachers is 5 plus appropriate resources is 1, industry focus curricula 1, LLM qualified participants 5. Divided, take all this summation and divide it by funded programs. Find, says for example 5, excellent according to that Likert. Trained supportive management 1 plus effective government recognized systems say 3. So then the ratio is 12 is to 9, and this is the TVET quality outcome. Okay, this is the just a proposal, so that at least we can compare that we can compare the situation in respect of time, or in respect of areas or departments, or we can say that okay, why this ratio or this numerical or this percent value is not up to the optimum level, or how it can be make more optimum. So that let us we have to see there, either we have to increase that the outcomes and the input should be decreased to get the required result. But sometimes it is not possible. If we decrease this one input so that the output can be could be less. So that is why in minimum output, how much the minimum input, how much the maximum output is getting. This is also the part of the efficiency, that how we can get in a minimum input the maximum output in percent. This is one of the idea that what I have introduced today, and I hope the professionals and the experts in that area, they will think about it. Maybe they can be benefited, maybe they can develop further more better way of this system, so that we can get the required result. And to my opinion, that what I discussed now, I think it is very useful in Bangladesh as well. Bangladesh is also facing this type of challenges, many challenges. Then the challenges are coming, say, from the first from the, say, we can say, from the employer. Take about the cases of garments industries, or other. Say, a few days ago there was an incident in the aluminum foil manufacturing company. It was the metallic fire, and metallic fire, it is very difficult to extinguish. Or if it is classified A or B or C, whatever may be, but it's a classified D. D is the metallic fire, and metallic fire, to extinguish the metallic fire, it's very difficult. And until or unless the extinguishing material, the burning material, flammable or the burning material, is completely exhausted. That same thing happened in that in that aluminum foil manufacturing factory. Aluminum, if it is ignited, say aluminum, magnesium, calcium, sodium, this type of material, if it is ignited, once it gets ignition, it is very difficult to control it. And that is why in Bangladesh, and the fire service and civil defense department, they have they have given a very very high effort to extinguish this thing, but it requires several days for that, and it was waiting for the extinguishing all these burning materials. Once it is completed, then the fire is extinguished completely. So this is a very devastating thing, very devastating, especially the class fire of D materials. So that means what this is negligence, and if they have if they followed the required policy, and if they followed the high efficient and high qualified TVET system, highly qualified TVET system, and occupational health and safety, fire safety, other safety is also the part of the TVET system. If we given a lot of thing in the TVET system, but one thing is not given, that is to control this tragedy, these tragic incidents, then you will not getting, the companies are not getting the profitability. So that means to get the profit, the main object is the profitability, and TVET is one of the requirement for that. So that means in the TVET system, especially in the quality of education, occupational health and safety, I am always appealing that occupational health and safety of environment, and especially the fire safety, chemical safety, risk management and mitigation, it must be added. There is no other option for that. If we can get the required outcome from the TVET system, but fortunately I don't. Unfortunately, I don't see that the experts are raising their voice to include the occupational health and safety and labor safety, or whatever it is called, fire safety, electrical safety, or the construction safety. What due to these are three main areas due to which in Bangladesh a lot of accidents are happening. They are not including. In my case, it must be included in the TVET system as a part of quality of the education by law, by mandatory system, by motivating. That is, in each area of TVET system, this component should be added. That is my appeal, and I hope that the management or the country or the society, they will get this result, and without that TVET, whatever the quality of the TVET, no outcome. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see next time with the other type of technical discussions. Have a nice day.